Welcome back everybody to another video. I'm Mike B, and today we're going to be taking a look at another comparison video comparing World War I and World War II German items. Today we've got the, on the left we've got the World War I German, or specifically Prussian, belt buckle for the field equipment, and the right side you've got the World War II German Army belt buckle. So we're going to compare these because although they appear similar, like if you're at a distance and you can't really tell details, they look very similar. When you get up close, though, and really get in there, you can tell there's quite a few differences in quality, design, and everything. Much like the helmets, their overall shape and design is the same as far as the seal is concerned, but there's a lot of details that are different. They're roughly the same size. The World War I might be a little bit smaller now that I'm looking at it, but that just might be a manufacturer variant. You can tell this one is actually made of steel, which means that it was a mid to late war production because they were originally made out of brass. This one was either painted Feldgrau by the soldier or the factory. This looks like a factory job because it's pretty nice, but it could be either one. There's no way of knowing. And you can tell that the details are okay. They're pretty interesting, but they're not quite as good as what we've got over here. So this is the World War II variant, and this is probably an early war production. It's also made out of steel. They made these out of aluminum, steel, you name it. This is not a pebbled variant, which is cool. I actually got this from a gentleman on gun boards, the forum, back in the day, for being honest with him about something that he had on the value, because everybody else was trying to lowball him. So his father brought this back from the Second World War, and it turns out this is a German Army coastal artillery belt buckle, judging by the color of paint. That was very specific to those units. So that's pretty interesting. I love it. I'm never going to get rid of it. It's a really cool piece to add to the collection. So thanks to him, I have this, and I'll have it forever and cherish it. But now when you get looking at the details, sorry about being shaky, guys. I'm trying here. You can see that the oak leaves on here are very detailed, right? The Reichsadler is very detailed and very ornate. The letters are very smooth. Even the border is very, very nice and very defined detail, right? You see on the First World War one, it's got about the same amount of wear on it, right? As far as the actual physical wear. But it's just not quite as ornate. And you'd think it'd be the opposite, right? You'd think World War II, they wouldn't care as much. But I think it also has to do with production, because this was being produced when the Germans really needed equipment as fast as possible. So it may not be as good of quality as something that was produced like this, which is relatively early to mid-war in World War II, before they really started getting their butts kicked and started panicking and started cranking stuff out. So yeah, you can see the similarities are there. You got what look like oak leaves. I don't know if they are, but these are definitely oak leaves, a symbol of the German military. And still, they both say Gott mit uns, which means God with us, as you guys probably know. If you didn't, well, now you do. So they both do say that, which is pretty cool. They kept that on there, but the centerpiece changed, and the oak leaves are a little bit different, and the font is different. So again, I hope it helped to see something side by side. Again, on the left side, we've got the World War I Prussian, or German belt buckle. By the end of the war, most units were wearing that. And then on the right, we've got the World War II German Army belt buckle. So hopefully this kind of tells you a little bit of the difference. There's so many variants for both wars, but these are going to be the most popular. So if you run into one of these at an antique shop and you're like, oh, it doesn't have an eagle and a swastika on it, so it must not be worth much. It still is. They're highly desirable, so pick that up for your collection. And obviously, you know that's an Army one now. And if you do happen to find one that's in a color like that, you know it's a coastal artillery one. So it's not just your typical Feldgrau. It's kind of a bluish gray instead of a Feldgrau. So very cool. Did a lot of research on that, and that's what I came up with, and people agreed with me. So good stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the Patreon. Become a subscriber for $1 a month. It allows me to get cool stuff like this. Do ballistic tests on other helmets and stuff, and it's really cool because you get exclusive access to videos that I don't post on YouTube. It's a lot more interactive. We do polls, giveaways, you name it, and it's just a fun time. And it's $12 a year. You know, that's like a decent-sized beer at a nice hipster bar. So it helps the channel keep going. Even though I do self-fund most of this, it's nice to have a little bit of crowdfunding to help out with that. So hope you learned something. If you got anything important, you can message me on Facebook at the Mike B Facebook page. If nothing else, we'll see you on Patreon, and hope you learned something again. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.